Welcome back, boys and girls. It's your boy Lazy Lightsaber, and this is an updated video on the Switch Lite drift situation that I just had to make. So a lot of news has come out since I've made that last video that you guys happen to like a lot. New updates, new situations. I was wrong on a lot of things. I was right on some of the things. So let's get into that and go ahead and chop it up about the new drift situation with the Switch Lite that we have here. So first of all, new information that has come out as of late is that the Switch Lite has now been added officially to the class action lawsuit. And it turns out the Switch Lite may in fact be stuck with this drift issue, unfortunately. So I know a lot of you watched my previous video where I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. Go get your Switch Lite, drift issues, whatever. Don't pay attention to it. Don't let yourself get, caught up in that and just enjoy your Switch Lite. Well, I was wrong. There are several cases now that have come out with legitimate drift issues on the Switch Lite. So I will admit that that's my fault. So let's go ahead, and if you're about to pay for it, you're at the register right now, stop. Do not get the Switch Lite. But there's a silver lining that's coming right up about this drift issue. The other situation apparently that is being told is that the drift issue starts happening about 20 hours in to the gameplay. When you've beat it about 20 hours, when you've played the console for about 20 hours or more, that's when the drift situation starts to happen. So that's new, because if you remember on the original Nintendo Switch, it wasn't until way later when we started to hear about the drift situation. Now with this one, you play for 20 hours and you're screwed. So that's what's happening. And at this point, we don't know if Nintendo, will be replacing or updating your Joy-Con if you send it in. I haven't heard anybody who has sent theirs yet. That doesn't mean it hasn't happened. That just means that I don't know about it yet. So don't buy a Nintendo Switch Lite at the moment because of these this situation that's at hand. However, there is a silver lining. The silver lining here is there is a new filing with the FCC of a new Switch Lite. Not this one, but a new Switch Lite. So people have been looking at it. They can't tell if there's anything different about it. They're hoping this is being made to address the Switch Lite drift that is going on. I smell like that's kind of the situation. They want to address the drift that's going on with the Switch Lite. So they're making a new Switch with probably new components, or there's something with the joystick there that can stop the drift if it's really happening. If that's the case, Nintendo, straight up, you're shady AF, because you could have done this from the start. Now, I've had this Switch for like 6-7 days now. If a new Switch comes out, I will be returning this. I will call Nintendo myself and said, y'all did me dirty, and let me buy this new Switch Lite that's possibly defective with maybe drift issues. If there's a possibility, which it looks like it will happen, I'm returning this back. I will call them myself and let them know that the situation is unacceptable, and I expect a replacement for the new Switch, the new Switch Lite. So now, for you people that were smart and said, I'm not buying this on launch day and I'm gonna wait. Okay, now you know that there's a new Switch Lite coming out that will probably fix and address the drifting issues. So that's good news, because at least you can kind of wait a little bit and then see what you know, where the coin lands basically, and then make your purchase decision if you will go forward with purchasing a new Switch Lite or not. So now that we have this information, we can definitely use that to purchase our new Switch if they are indeed going to give out new Nintendo Switches with a solved drift issue. But this is shady, dude. This is straight up shady. They should have addressed it at the beginning instead of now. And I will be calling them up and letting them know that I want a replacement. We'll see what happens. It doesn't mean that they'll do it. It doesn't mean that it'll go my way. But I'm definitely gonna vent my frustration with this situation, because it's just not right. I don't agree with the way that they're doing it. It should have never been done that way. If you knew that you had to take out a Switch revision literally like 2 weeks into the life cycle of this Switch right here, you're gonna have a revised Switch, then you know you messed up, and you knew ahead of time that these Joy-Cons had these situations, and yet you still let that go. And then 2 weeks after, there's an FCC filing for a new Switch Lite. No, that's BS. So I'm definitely calling BS on that. Now, let's move towards my experience. Have I experienced this guy right here, Switch Lite drift? The answer is no, I have not experienced Switch Lite drift. Now, having that said, I'm going to go off camera here and see how long I've played. I don't have a lot of play time on here, but oh, guess I do. Okay, so looks like, oh, we'll see. This actually shows in general my play time on my account. It doesn't separate my play time from my Nintendo Switch OG to my Nintendo Switch Lite. So I can't tell you if I played over 20 hours on this thing or not. I want to say I have, and I haven't experienced any type of drift of any kind that I've noticed from this Switch Lite. So as far as my experience goes, it's pretty good. But if they bring out a Switch, even though I'm not experiencing any issues, but they have an FCC filing for a new Switch, and it comes to fruition that this new Switch is specifically coming out with the only reason is to fix this Joy-Con drift, then yes, they will hear from me, even though I'm not having drift issues, because then that means that they acknowledge that all of their Switch Lites have this issue and it is a problem, and they're bringing it out to fix it. So I expect to have at least this exchanged for the new revised Switch. I'm not asking here to get anything free. I paid good money for this, just like every other person that bought one, and they also deserve a chance to have a console that works correctly and it works as I paid for it and it does not drift. That's one option. The other option is I can send it in and they can fix it and put the new stick or whatever, if that's what the issue is, and if that is in fact why there's a new Switch Lite coming out. I think I've said new Switch like 4 times already. But if that's the case and they put the new joystick in there, then that's fine too. I will accept that. But it has to be resolved. So just wanted to give you guys a quick heads up as to kind of what's been going on with this whole Switch drift and kind of my experience to this drifting fiasco that's going on, and where kind of us lazy lightsabers basically stand with this. So I just want to give you guys a heads up before you buy your Nintendo Switch or your Nintendo Switch Lite, so you can make the best decision in your purchasing when you're gonna buy this. Or maybe you decided, you know what, Nintendo has just screwed the pooch too much and I'm just gonna wait for the PS4 or the Xbox 5 One Scarlet, whatever, I don't know what they're calling theirs. Or you're gonna wait for the second gen Switch, right? Or the possibility of a Switch Pro, you know, that could happen. Who knows? That's the future. So if you think you've just been screwed over too much and you're just done with it and you're just gonna move, then let me know down in the comments below. If you went and bought your Switch Lite as well, let me know if you're experiencing any drifting below. I know some have already commented. Keep it coming and let me know if you like the content as well. Or if you're holding off on getting this Switch Lite, you're gonna wait until the new Switch comes out and kind of make your decision then if you're gonna buy one or not. Well, anyways, that's pretty much all that I got for you guys today. We'll keep following this issue and hold Nintendo accountable if it is in fact what we think it is. Again, don't forget to comment, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so when I bring up new videos, you guys have it on deck. See you guys later. You have a good day.